Hello everyone. So this is just a continuation of our class earlier today, and we are now moving on to the sum of a geometric progression. So just like in an arithmetic progression, there are two formulas for finding the sum of a geometric progression. Now the first one is the sum equals a open parenthesis 1 minus r raised to the power of n all divided by 1 minus r. Now, you're going to use this formula under the condition that r is less than 1. Now, that's the condition that you use the formula. As usual, your a represents your first term, and your r is your common ratio, and the n represents the number of terms for which you are calculating the sum. Now, the second formula is the sum equals a open parenthesis r raised to the power of n minus 1 all divided by r minus 1. Now you will use this formula under the condition that the common ratio is greater than 1. So take note of this. This is like your key. So if you see a question, once the common ratio is greater than 1, you use this one. So here you can see that r is subtracting 1. And when the common ratio is less than 1, you use this one in which 1 here is subtracting r. It's not difficult. Just take note of that. So we have a very simple question on the board, and this question will help you understand it better. Okay? Now, it says, find the sum of the first 4 terms of a GP whose first term is 5 and the common ratio is 1 over 2. Very simple question. So the first term is 5. The common ratio is 1 over 2. So the next question is, this common ratio, is it greater than or less than 1? As you can see, this is 1 over 2. That's half. So it is less than 1. That means we're going to use the first formula in which the common ratio is less than 1. So using Sn equals a 1 minus r raised to the power of n all divided by 1 minus r. Now this implies that. So we're just going to fix everything. As you can see, this is a very simple question. It doesn't require any hassle. So what is the value of our a? We're going to write it down. So this becomes Sn equals, so what's my a? Is 5. Open the bracket, 1 minus my r is 1 over 2. And what's the value of my n? So we didn't identify our n. They said, find the sum of the first 4 terms. So that means our n equals 4. So this is going to be raised to the power of 4. Close the bracket. All divided by 1 minus r, which is 1 over 2. 1 over 2. Very simple. Now this implies that, so let's simplify this bracket. So here we have 5, open the bracket, 1 minus, so 1 raised to the power of 4 is still 1, divided by 2 raised to the power of 4 is 16. Close the bracket. All divided by 1 minus half is half. So this implies, okay, I'm going to wipe this off now. So here we have 5 into 1 minus 1 over 16 divided by 1 over 2. So I just brought it over here to become divided by 1 over 2. So let's resolve what is inside the bracket. 1 minus 1 over 16. So remember what we did in class the other day. We said whenever you have 1 subtracting this, all you need to do is just say 16 minus 1. And that gives you 15. And so this becomes 15 over 16. So this is what we have. 5 into 15 over 16 divided by 1 over 2. Now for those who didn't know how we arrived at this, so let's use this as our rough work now. Let me quickly show you how we arrive. So we have 1 minus 1 over 16. Remember, we make this over 1. Then we look for the LCM. And the LCM of 1 and 16 is 16. 1 into 16 is 15 times. Is 16 times. So 16 times 1 is 16. Minus 16 into 16 is 1. 1 times 1 is 1. So that gives us 16 minus 1. That gives us 15 over 16. So that's how we got it. So now that we have this, we can go ahead and multiply this 5 by 15 so that we can resolve the bracket. And that gives us 75 divided by 16 times, so this one switches because the divide changes to times. And that becomes times 2 over 1. Now here, 2 goes into itself once and 2 goes into 16 8 times. So that means our final answer is 75 over 8. That is the sum of the first 4 terms. Let's take another example.